On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy.
Get the conversations done either way it goes. So everybody, welcome. Thank you, Sophia, for hosting me for a boss conversation. She has to host me. So yes, Coach Sophia Smith. Okay, she is a life coach, an empowerment speaker, and an author, and we're going to talk about all that. We're going to get into all of that, and we're going to pray, and we're going to ask God for whichever hater was reporting me last night. Please don't come out here and mess up our energy, because we're doing good things here. Good things, okay? So,
Listen,
sis, how are you feeling?
I'm doing well. And let me just say this. Don't get them haters no spotlight, baby, because he's going to prepare a table before you. What? In the presence of your enemies. In the presence of them.
Yes.
So that's okay. Say whatever. Let them pray against it. Let them speak against it. Let them put word curses. Listen. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Anyway.
Come on, sis. Come on, sis. I'm just like, whew.
Back to the interview.
It's all good. It's all good, because we will definitely always have haters in our life. There's always going to be people trying to block our blessings. And that's just a test for us to keep going. That means that God has something even better in store for you. So keep going. And I have all these powerful people that I'm trying to talk to. So, of course, the devil's going to try to come in and try to block that. But we're not going to let that happen by all means necessary. False conversations are going to happen. Okay, because we prepared all day for this. We had a whole day scheduled so we could make sure we were here for each other. And I don't want you guys to ever think that I'm not here for you. I'm here when I say I'm here. But sometimes Facebook might not let me. You're right. Looking good, Queen. I'm ready to get into this, because a lot of people, we hear a lot about, let me stop the music now. We hear a lot about life coaches now, all kind of coaches, because there are different type of coaches. And so I'm excited to be able to have a conversation with a life coach so people can understand a little bit more of why you're needed, what you do, what you can benefit, what they can benefit from having you in their life, the purpose of empowerment, and to talk about you as an author. So we're going to cover all those things. We're going to go from one to another, and we're going to make sure we cover everything. You ready to go?
Let's rock. Let's go.
Let's rock. All right. So let the people know, what is your business? What do you do, and who do you service?
Okay. So my name is Sophia Smith. For those that don't know me, I am a certified life coach. My area of expertise is mainly on restoration. So I help those who are stuck somewhere, and all of us have been stuck somewhere. And so I help you figure out what area of your life is like stagnant. We dig deep. We're going to go back to childhood. We're going to uproot some things. We're going to cast some things out. It's spiritual based. So we're going to take it to the book, and we're going to bring it to the natural. And we're going to get it in, and we're going to uproot it. We're going to decree and declare. We're going to do affirmations. We're going to do all those things that are necessary, and we're going to pull you out of that place, and we're going to figure out where you're going next and what it looks like when you get there and how to get there.
Okay. Come on now. So
my coach style, and I mean, everybody is different, but I have my niche, and my niche is spiritual based. That's who I am. Yeah, and that's my ministry. Like, I'm not a minister in the pulpit. I'm not called to that. Many people that know me are just like, oh, you're a preacher, you this, you that. I'm not in the pulpit. I'm marketplace. And so I'm here in the streets. I'm in the trenches. I'm in the traps. I'm with the boys. I'm with the girls that came out the club. Like, listen, I'm right here with you, because I live that life. So I'm called to those that can relate to me and that I can relate to. Where I've been is my purpose. Like, that's my journey. That's my path. That's my path.
Okay.
I've been in the club, but I've been in the streets, if that makes sense. I grew up
Yeah.
around type of stuff. I've been exposed to that type of stuff. So that's kind of my people. That's who I'm drawn to, and that's who's kind of drawn to me. Those that are still in the streets, that's not going to go to the church. That's not going to go to the four walls. That's not going to go sit on a counselor's sofa and pour their hearts out. They're going to be drawn to somebody like me, who I'm not going to speak the proper language. I'm not going to speak, the churchy stuff. I can relate to you. You can relate to me. I keep it 100 with you. And it's like I get so much judgment because I'm not churchy enough, but I'm not quite in the
Hood enough either.
I'm not there anymore, but it's like, it's there. You know it. You know it's real. You know it's transparent. And it's like, those are the people that are drawn to me, and those are the people that I serve.
One of the things you said, gosh, it's crazy because you kind of already touched on like a couple of questions that I had, but I'm gonna hold those because I have those. Another question just came up in my head. When it does come to keeping it real and things like that, and you said you don't speak proper language, and all of that, which is something that I feel the same with me. Like on Boss Conversations, for the most part, I'm serious, but you're going to hear me curse. You're going to hear me sometimes go to the gutter because I'm going to go with the energy that I'm rolling with. And my energy is all across the globe. So I love to hear that in you. And I want to kind of touch on this a little bit. For you to be a life coach and for you to make a difference in somebody's life and to help somebody out, did you have to change who you are to become a life coach, or can life coaches all be different? Do they all have to be like, this is what you need to do to get your life together? Or can they just be like, look here, homie, this what the fuck you need to do because you know you're messing up? Because sometimes we think that only the proper and prissy people can be life coaches. But when you think about it, would somebody from the hood want that person? Like, do they still deserve a life coach? Can they get a life coach that ain't proper?
They can get a life coach that's not proper, but this is what I've learned. I've learned that I can't help you with anything that I haven't had to overcome.
Okay.
I can't teach you anything that I haven't walked through. I can't deliver you from anything that I haven't been delivered from. And so I'm not going to say that a proper or I don't know if that's the right word. I would say astute life coach, or more professional, more proper life coach. I'm not going to say that they wouldn't be effective, because I'm sure that they probably would be. The work, if you do the work, it works, period. And that's across the board. But I don't know if they would be easily relatable to as maybe I would be. So it's like we would be speaking two different
And how
languages.
important is that? How important is it to be relatable to the person that you are coaching or being coached from?
Well, it's very important, because I can't relate to something I haven't been through. So you can be explaining something to me all day long, but if I've never walked through that, if I've never seen anyone I know go through that, then it's foreign to me, right? So it's like,
Right.
if it's foreign to me, then how can I really help you get out of there or help you navigate through that? I can give you a lens from only the perspective that I'm familiar with. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so everybody, even okay, so I don't care who you are, a life coach, whatever you are, a counselor, a therapist, everybody's not called to everybody. You have your tribe, and so your tribe is going to be drawn to you. And I mean, that's what I definitely believe. So there are some that are more proper and astute and more, I guess book. If that makes, you understand what I'm saying? They're more,
Yeah.
by the book. I'm more by the spirit. I'm by energy. I'm by the
They're more
hope.
so inside the box. You have
I'm
the people that
out of the,
stay inside the box, and you have ones that feel like, hey, I can't just be in the box.
there is no box with me. There is no box with God. So there is no box with me.
Okay, okay,
Is
yes.
that like you can't put God in a box? There are those that try to put God in a box and you're going to miss it every single time because he is everywhere at every moment with everybody. So how can he be put in this box and confined to this one small space and still be everywhere and everything for everybody at the same time? He's
No,
omnipresent. So you can't put him in a box, and I don't fit in a box either because there you listen, you're gonna be checking boxes all day trying to categorize who I am. I'm just on because I wear many hats. I wear many hats. I have multicolored. I am multifaceted. I do a lot.
girl, is that your baby?
I wear a lot of hats. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah. So yeah, there's no box.
Okay, okay, I love it. I love to hear that. So why is a life coach important, and what are the benefits of having a life coach in your life? Do you need to get
Yeah.
them real quick?
Yeah. Journey, hold on, baby. Mommy busy. Okay. Can you come back in 10 minutes? Okay. Well, I'll come back. I'll come get you. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm a mother too, so I know. I lock
Okay.
mine out too.
What was the question? I'm so sorry.
Why is a life coach important, and what are the benefits of having a life coach in your life?
A life coach is someone who can take you from where you at and help you get to the next level. We can help create roadmaps. That can be in relationships. That can be in personal life, like just things you've been through, healing, overcoming things. That could be in business. I also am a business strategist. So it's like
Okay.
I have a lot that I give to my clients, um, people that are stuck financially, not knowing how to budget their money. Like I do a lot. I can't put a title in a box because it's so much that comes with me. So it's like I focus more on restoration because that's what's most passionate to me.
Okay.
That's what's passionate to me because I was stuck for a long time and I didn't have a me to help me when I was going through. And so that's my sweet spot right there. Like that can make me tear up. Just even going into that, in that down that path of the restoration. But a life coach can help you get from A to Z if that's what you're looking for. And a lot of people of our skin color don't believe in therapy.
Right.
A lot of them don't believe in therapy. A lot of them don't believe in going to see a counselor and getting help. It's been kind of a taboo thing in our community for whatever reason. And so a
Right.
life somebody who is non-biased. I don't know you. I don't know your family. So I'm not, I have nothing to gain. You understand what I mean? In telling you anything wrong. So it's like it's somebody who you can hire. They get the job done. They give you a blueprint. They can walk you through it. You can pay for coaching. You can have a consultation, and we talk 2 times, and I don't speak to you no more. I give you a blueprint and send you on your way. Or I can walk you and hold your hand through a process and get you from A to Z. And when you get to your end goal, we're gonna celebrate together. So it's like it just depends on what you want a life coach for and what you need it for. That's why,
Okay. Okay. Have you
yeah.
ever coached any friends or family?
And before I became a life coach, I was coaching friends and family
For free
for free.
all
I
the
mean,
time.
like literally all my life. Like I've been that friend who people call just like, what you think about this? And they would call me for advice, and I would be like, what is it in me that people feel like I have? Like, what do they see in me? And so I had to start digging deep and realizing, like, okay, you got some wisdom there that's just not normal. You got some kind of light in you or something that's just not normal. And then like when I was, people that I've dated in my past, or even just whatever, like guys, I would have guys to reach out to me, guys that are in prison, guys that are in the streets. And they'd be like, man, I'm going through. And it was like they would pour their heart out to me. And I'm just like, okay, God, what did you put in me? Because these is dope boys. These are niggas. I don't want to be too extra, but these are guys who walk around with pistols and shooting and robbing, and they in the streets for real. And they calling me and they pouring their heart out to me, and some even crying on the phone with me. So I'm just like, something's there. So I was seeing this as a pattern over and over and over again as I'm growing up and as I'm, coming up. And then I just started to dig deep and I'm just like, well, what is it? Who? What?
Yeah,
And
I was gonna ask you that. Like, how did you know that you would be a good life coach?
I didn't know for a long time. I just knew that something was there. I knew that I was a safe place for a lot of people that would not normally share what they were going through, what they were dealing with. And I just had to develop it and pull it out over time and realize that this is who, this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to lead, you're meant to teach, you're meant to enlighten, you're meant to bring revelation, bring understanding to a lot of those who don't have full understanding of what they're dealing with and what they're going through. And then it's like you're meant to guide. And once I kind of just started going through the process and seeing the pattern there, it kind of just unfolded. I
Oh
began to
wow.
pray and ask, what do I do with this? What do I do? Once I begin to see it, what do I do with this?
Right,
And
right.
he answers. When you pray, he answers. And so he answered.
Mm.
He
So
answered.
what exactly is an empowerment speaker? How is an empowerment speaker different from a motivational speaker?
They're kind of sort of one and the same, but I feel like an empowerment speaker can be a little bit different. Okay, so from my revelation of a motivational speaker, they're just like, oh, you can do it, you're this, and it's just like it's flat, right? But for me, an empowerment speaker is somebody that makes you see yourself as capable of doing it. I'm
Come
going
on.
I'm going to show you what you're capable of. I'm going to pull out the highlights of things that you see in yourself, but you probably still speaking against, like, no, not me. I can't do that. I've never seen nobody around me do that. Yeah, you can do it. If I did it, you can.
Mm.
Tell you where I'm from. Let me walk you through my life. Let me put you in my shoes for just a little bit and show you where I came from. Like, let me guide you through this and show you that it's possible. Let me give you examples of people who came from where you came from, who've done it. Everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon, but you still can reach your goals. And that's the difference in my mind from an empowerment speaker and a motivational speaker. Motivational is like, yeah, you can do it. Okay, yeah, we all heard that. But it's flat. How can
Right,
I
right. It's very
empower?
one directional.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, and
very
it's
one directional.
one directional and one dimensional because it's surface
Yes,
level.
right.
I'm pour into you.
Come
I'm a
on.
I'm gonna pour myself out into
That
you.
so that would be service level, and you're more of servant level.
Servants, absolutely. Because this is my ministry. This is what I've been called to do. Yeah,
Yes, I love that.
not just a job. It's not just, okay, a way to make money. I was doing it before the money. I would do it for free. I've done it for free. This is who I am.
Okay, okay, sis. Okay. So you do speaking engagements, right?
I do.
Do you get nervous when you go do speaking engagements or when you go? Because, like, whether people believe it or not, I even get nervous before every interview. Anything I ever do, I get nervous. But it's almost kind of like fuel for me. For me personally, it's almost like a little challenge. It's like, ooh, I don't know if you could do this. And then when I do it, when I'm finished, I'm like, ooh, you did that. How do you feel like when you have, I mean, whether there's one or 200 people that you're speaking to, and it's your job to empower them, like, how do you feel? Do you get nervous in the beginning? How do you feel afterwards? How is that experience for you?
That feeling never goes away. From what I'm gathering, from what I've experienced, even talking to leaders of big congregations, in churches, and people that are public speakers, celebrities, that nervousness, those butterflies, that whatever that is, it never goes away. It's just something that you feel and experience every time you hit the stage, every single time. And for me, you just have to push through it. You have to push through it, and you got to get out there. And it's just like, of course you're nervous. You might talk too much, too fast, and stumble over some words. You got to be able to, okay, and calm yourself. Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't go away. From what I'm understanding from people that have been in these positions for decades, and this is what they do. It's there. It's just like the
Mm,
first time. It's something that you push through and you just go. Yeah. So
okay.
I feel it every time I hit the live button. Every live button. And I'm in here, listen, I'm in this room by myself. I feel it every time I hit the live button. So
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Let alone in front
So,
of a congregation or whoever, a group, whatever, I'm gonna feel it.
right, right. Because, man, when it's a group, I remember someone questioning me about performing before, and they asked me if I got more nervous in front of a small group versus a bigger group. And me personally, I'll take a group of 200, a whole theater, any day over a small, intimate group of like five or like 10 people or less.
Yeah.
Because for me, when you have the smaller, intimate groups, it's a lot more eye contact. It's a lot more of a connection. When you have a whole bunch of people, you can kind of wash them out, and it's not that whole connection with each person. So I just think it's interesting. I like to ask other people, just make sure I'm not the only one still getting the jitters out here after all these years. I still get the jitters no matter whether I know the people or not. It's just
Right.
one of those things.
Yeah.
So, question: who or what empowers you?
I get
Okay,
fed from
that's
different.
one you got to think about.
Yeah, I get fed from different sources. I have my select few people that I follow that are capable of pouring into me. Now I can get a word from anywhere, but there are only a few voices that are assigned to me,
Mm,
and that's seasonal for me. So yeah, it's seasonal for me. So the person that I follow, so okay, so I have a spiritual father, and I've been following him for, girl, about 8 years, 9 years, somewhere up in there. Um, he's one that has been consistent, that has not changed. And then I have my local pastor. Um, he has not changed. Then I have the prophet that I'm assigned to, um, that has been consistent for probably 6 or 7 years.
okay,
And then I have different people that may come, and they may be seasonal, and it may be something that I need to learn from them. And so that's the way that I'm fed. Um,
okay.
a person per se that there
Person or thing? I
there
said
would
who or what.
there
So
wouldn't be
person or thing.
person. There wouldn't be any one person because I'm fed from different sources. Um,
Okay.
vetted sources that I know are capable, because you can't just follow anybody.
No, you can't.
Yeah. And so vetted sources, I will say vetted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you yourself have a life coach or a mentor that works with you to help you through the things that you go through in life?
Those are my spiritual leaders.
Okay, those are okay.
Yeah.
Because most successful coaches
Have a
have a
coach.
coach, have a
Everybody, yes.
coach.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And so
Yes.
some people don't know that, but
Yeah.
most coaches have a mentor or a coach that they work closely with. Because again, if you're not working on you, and we all have ups and downs, we all
Mhm.
have our own skeletons, demons, whatever you might want to call it. We all have our own issues, and me personally, I just don't want to ever get any help from a perfect person. I don't want to get help from somebody who, well, I don't need nobody to help me because I know everything. Oh,
Right.
no, 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 no. That ain't the person that you want to be having, tell you how to run your life, because that's really what they're not going to help you in your life. They're going to tell you how to run your life because they know all the questions, they know all the answers. So I was just, had to ask you that because most of the coaches that I know, they always talk about their mentors or whatever coach helps them. And it's just important for the people to know that coaches get coached too. They don't
Absolutely.
just pop up and say, "Hey, I'm a coach. I'm gonna go help people." It's a
Listen,
process.
I don't want nobody to lead me that's not being led. Right?
Okay.
You're not gonna come off. You're not gonna just think of something and come and tell me what you just create in your mind. No, 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 no. I need somebody who's done the work, somebody who has fruit, somebody has a proven track record, and now, yeah, you can teach me something. They're vetted,
I
vetted very.
like that you just said it again. That word I was about to say. I like that you say they're vetted because that's what you have to do, guys. Even when you sit here hearing Sophia talk, like, you have to vet your coaches, your mentors, people who you listen to, even the people that you go and just get advice from. Don't get advice from anybody and everybody, because why would you go ask somebody whose life is in shambles what you should do about something going on in your life? I never understood that with people. I don't understand why married women try to get advice from single women. I mean, I get it, a woman that was married before, but if you've never been married, I will never ask you any marriage advice because you don't know. You never lived it. So how could you tell me how to get through something you have no idea about? Only thing you know is what you heard from other people. So I don't want hearsay advice. I want she was here to say it advice.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's a
so I'm
good
so
vetting.
I'm gonna say, because I've been actually asked for my advice from a married person before, right? And I've never been married legally. Okay. So I have been asked for advice. And for me, I was able to give them a different perspective
Hmm.
outside. Because when you're in it, your emotions are in it. Your feel.
Yes.
So that would be the only place that I would ever give advice from just a different perspective. If I see a different perspective of what you're going through, I'm going to share that with you. I'm never going to advise you to do this or to do that, because that's a marriage and that's something I don't play with. I'm not going to put my mouth on nobody's marriage, nobody's union. That's not my place, sis, at all. Like, y'all figure that out. That's a union. That's between y'all. Go pray. You
But
know what
I'm
I mean?
sure whoever asked you, you were vetted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure whoever asked you knows that you have a level mind. You have their best interests at heart.
Right.
So that's a good thing. Let me take you back. There is some people that aren't married that can give some solid advice, but in actuality, you want to have people that you can relate to, that can relate to you when you are trying to get advice and help with things in your life. Because just like as you said, if you wasn't delivered from it, how can I help you get delivered from it if I wasn't delivered from it?
I
So
can.
It's
Let me, yeah,
go
I
ahead.
want to ask you, when we were talking about vetting people, I want to add this for those that are listening. You have to vet people in all aspects of your life, and that includes friendships,
Yes.
business partners. That's in everything, because the one thing you don't want to do is get involved with somebody who's they can say whatever they want to say. I advise you to look into that person, pay attention, and just pay attention for a moment before you agree to do business, before you agree to become their friend. See what their life is like. See how they conduct themselves. And if y'all don't, you know, walk the same path or have some type of agreement in what y'all do and how y'all conduct yourselves, it's probably not going to work. And then it's like, too, you need to figure out what's their intentions for trying to connect with you or trying to work with you or trying to be with you relationship wise, just whatever the case. Vet everybody. Vet
Yes, yes,
everybody.
yes. And the kids. Don't forget the kids. What's up, bro? Don't forget the
Okay?
kids. You need to vet them kids too. The kids that you let come around your kids, the kids that you let come into your household, you need to vet those kids too, because sometimes those kids could plant all kind of little evil seeds in your kids. And because you didn't vet these kids and you let them come around your kid, your kid can wind up in a situation. Whereas if you only did your part as a parent, this wouldn't have
Mhm.
never happened. So I just don't want us to not, I want us to cover that part too, while you're telling people all areas of life, you vet these kids that your kids are around too. Because I know for me, my kids, they've been in the same school system forever. So they
Absolutely.
are around. So my oldest, 23, she graduated out of this school system, and now her sister is in seventh grade. Well,
Okay.
my daughter graduated with this friend who I love her, sweet. Okay, sweet. Her parents, they had 5 kids. Like, they are so dope. They are great, a great family. So now the little ones, my seventh grader, is coming up with her sister's friend, and they're in classes together. They will graduate together. So I have always encouraged my youngest daughter to be friends with this girl, because I know how her parents are from the oldest daughter. And so I know that that's a safe friendship for her to have, because I know the morals that the parents are putting into that child. But I want to
Absolutely.
say that too, because it's important to work on your kids before they become teenagers and young adults. And that is one of the areas, by vetting and controlling the influences that are around them.
Absolutely. And it's very imperative. Blessings, Dr. G. Thank you for coming in and being a part of our interview tonight. But what I do want to say is it's very important to protect and steer your children, because they're very impressionable, especially between the ages of like 3 and 9. For those that don't know that, they're very, very impressionable from 3 to 9. At 9 years old, it's kind of like that's like a turning point for them. But up until 9, you got to be very careful what you allow them to be exposed to, and what you allow them to be influenced by. Now it goes beyond 9, but
Right,
9 years
right. But that's where you set the tone.
is a critical period in the life of your children. Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you are also an author. So tell me about what's the title of your book, and what is your book about?
Okay. So the book that is released, it was released November of 2018. It is called,
Congratulations, sis.
thank you, thank you, thank you. It's called Teach Them to Heal. It is a healing and prayer journal. So it's more of a journal. You write in it. It kind of gives you different scenarios, different prayer points. It actually has prayers in there. It has lines for you to write down the areas that So just say, for instance, if I'm talking about unforgiveness, right? If that's the topic of the chapter, it gives you space to write people that you know you have not forgiven, places that you're still holding
Mm.
things. It has prayers for each chapter. It gives you insight on how to let things go, how to overcome them, and that kind of thing. So that book is a prayer. It is a actual journal. You write in it. It's a workbook.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome, sis. I just totally thought about one of my sister who like can really use this right now. So where can I find this book? Because I want to order one and send it to her because she needs this like right now in her life.
So
Serious.
that the Teach Them to Heal is available on Amazon, and
Okay.
I can post the link in the chat once we are finished here. I do have another book. It's a series, but I do have another book that will be released in June.
Hey, I was gonna ask you that next. Is another one coming? Okay, okay, cause she taking that author hat, putting it on, and flying with it. Yes, yes. Keep them coming,
Yeah.
sis. Keep them coming.
So as I grow, as I heal, I write, I journal.
So in June, the book that's coming out, is this a book, a novel, a book, or a self-help book, or is it going to be another journal?
It will be another journal, and this one is called Teach Them to Love.
Oh, okay.
So it's a series. It just happened to the time frame just happened to be, kind of spaced out there, but it's a series. And so that won't be the last one. There will be another one after that. But the one that will be released in June is Teach Them to Love. So Teach Them to Heal is the first one. Teach Them to Love will be the one released in June. And it's not going to be your typical book or what you may think it's going to be about on love. It's going to be, it's a twist. It's a twist.
Okay, so it's not just a journal, it's also like a self-help or self-empowerment slash journal book. That is dope. That is dope. I'm so proud of you. Man, I can't wait to see the whole series and when you have them like all put together and you can see the whole series up there, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
So
so
when you go ahead.
that's when I'll do my book tour. Once I release all of them, that's when I'll do my book tour. And so I'm not going to do it
Okay.
until because I want to be able to sell them as a bundle. I want to be able to sign them as a bundle. I want to be able to allow
Wow.
you to see how one it kind of just falls into the other. It's a series. Like one literally it connects to the other. They're connected. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's dope. So once you finish the book, right, and you sent it off and you sent it to the editors, and the editors was like, hey, we corrected all your mistakes. You're all good. You only had a few, but here you go. This is your final copy. And then you go and send it off and you get it published. And then it comes back and you have that physical book in your hand. It's the print, it's the cover, it's glossy and shiny. You can smell the fresh print. How did that make you feel, sis?
Man, it's no greater feeling to hold something in your hand that you birthed out. Like that came from you. That came from your tears. That came from your sweat. That came from your late nights, your depression, your not being able to eat, your not being able to sleep, your lonely nights, your weary. That came from pain. It is such an exhilarating feeling to release something out of you like that. And I can't say that for every author because there are different type of authors. But for the type
Right.
of book I write, the type of books that come out of me, it's all birthed from my pain. All of it. All of it. Look, I'm getting teary eyed. Okay. Yeah, from my pain.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing, sis.
Thank
There are
you.
millions of people around here in the world, myself included, who have started writing books years ago, months ago, days ago, and never pick it back up. I mean, I've started writing a couple books and never picked them back up. They're just there. So I want to commend you, applaud you for going through and finishing it. It was something that you had a vision for and you did it. And You got another one coming out. You envision a series and you're making that happen. So you're already used to giving birth to multiples. So, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no thing. This ain't no thing to you. You already a soldier. You done gave birth to twins. So you already know how to, manifest this greatness. I'm just super proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I try not to begin any of my boss conversations with people that I know talking about how I know you guys, because
Right.
I want people to honor you guys as a boss. And we're not done with your interview, but we're just about done. We're done with the meat of what you do. And so now I want to let people know that Sophia and I went to high school together, and so we've known each other for over 20 years. And I follow a lot of my high school friends on Facebook. We don't see each other all the time, talk to each other all the time, but we are always in each other's lives through social media.
Right.
And I appreciate how when you sent me your information, I didn't know you were an empowerment speaker. Now I knew you was a life coach because of what we talked about before when
Hmm.
I got on to Clubhouse. Because I'm a certified life and business entrepreneur coach as well.
Sure.
Um, so
But
I
out.
knew that about you. I knew that about you, but
Right.
it is different when I see you in your work, and I see you in your work. I see you in your position that God placed you in a lot on social media. Even not even just social media, just in your responses to things. Like when you send me your information for the flyer, right? And you sent it correct, just how you wanted it to be. But I mixed it up what I put on the original flyer. And you was like, no, sis, can you change this to that? I was like, man, I'm so stupid. You did say that. And you instantly replied back. You was like, you're not stupid, sis. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't really think I'm stupid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But it is the coaching you, it is the empowerment part of you that wasn't going to allow me to speak that. You could have just said LOL. You could have just laughed at that comment, but you was like, you're not stupid, sis. You're not slow. That's what I said. I said I was slow. You're like, you're not slow, sis. So
Hmm.
I'm only sharing that because, some people hear people talk, but it's different when you see a person walk and they walk. I see when our friend Hassana comes on and she's having bad days or troubled times, you always go on there, you encourage her, you comfort her. When we have, and I don't know your other friends and other people you follow on Facebook, so I'm sure you do this for other people too. But I'm saying we got a lot of common friends. We have a lot of friends in common. And I see your movement sometimes. And I want to applaud you, sis, because you stand in your position, you hold your position, you use your position, and you work your position. And that is commendable, because some people are just doing it to say they're doing it. It's a lot of people who went and got certifications just to say they certified and just to sound like they know what the hell they're talking about. But I never hear you boasting like, girl, it's some people where I have heard them say like 35 million times, I'm a certified this and that. We know what you are. You know what I'm saying? But what are you doing? What are you doing? I never hear you really boasting about that. I just hear you speaking empowerment. The posts you put up posts that are empowerment, that are empowering. So I want to give you your flowers. I want to let you know you're doing a great job, Queen, as a mother. I be getting emotional with y'all.
And I'm trying
'Cause
not to. That's why I'm trying to
I
just.
know, and I'm trying. I don't want to, but when I've known you guys for so long, and you're younger than me, so I think you graduated 2 years behind me or one. You graduated 99,
99. Hmm.
2 years behind me. So I thought we were 2 years apart. So this is like you graduated with Japonica, right?
No, she was, I think, a year younger than
She was,
us.
yeah, even a year younger than y'all. That was my little sister.
I know it.
So, so when I see you all, y'all like my little sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys were behind us. But to
Hmm.
see you elevate beyond some of the people who even graduated before me, to see you be so stout, yet still cool, yet still down to earth, and to see you not letting things shake you up. I know you're going through stuff in life. I know you have gone through things, but yeah, you still maintain such a positive attitude. And that is a beautiful thing to see. Your children are beautiful. You could tell they're well cared for, well loved. That's commendable, sis, because it's people who are dropping the ball on their kids every damn day. That's not always easy to do when you're holding a job. You have your own business, your own side business, things going on. So I want to give you your flowers while you're here on this side of the dirt, queen. You keep doing all this magnificent stuff. I cannot wait to see where you are in 5 years. But where do you see yourself in 5 years as an empowerment speaker and as a life coach and as an author? Where do you see yourself with all of this in 5 years?
Well, first, let me say thank you so much. Um, I give glory to God
Come on.
because it's bigger than me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Try not to get too, it's bigger than me. I think I've gotten over being impressed by material things. I got that early out of high school. I've had
Okay.
been, I've had 5-bedroom houses, like literally, like, I've had so much. Like, my history is I dated guys in the street. So I was in a relationship with a kingpin. So money was not shortage. There was no shortage of money. There was no shortage of materialistic stuff. And so it's like going through some of the things that I've been through in my past and coming to where I am now, I'm not impressed. That just because you drive a BMW, because you drive an Audi, listen, sis, you toe up on the inside. You
Right.
understand? So for me,
Mm-hmm.
the inside is what matters. So I'm not going to be flashy. I'm not going to show you every time I get something new. I'm not going to post my Coach bag or my Louis Vuitton. That's not me. I came
Yep.
from that. You understand what I mean? So it's like
You were
me,
delivered from that?
I was delivered from that. I chased that at one point and I see where it led me, right? And on the other side of that, I'm not impressed by it. So it takes a certain type of humbleness, I guess you would say, to stand in my shoes where I am now. I'm just grateful
Right.
for a lot of things. And so therefore, like, I'm not going to be boasting about this or that. Like, that's not who I am. I'm a person who have had it, have lost it, have started over again from zero. And it's like, I'm just more in a posture of being grateful that the streets didn't take me. Being
Come on.
grateful that I didn't end up in prison. I'm more grateful that I don't have an STD that I can't get rid of
Come
because of
on.
the style and the choices that I made. So it's like it's different for me. So yeah, I could post. I could. I'm well. God takes care of me. My kids, we're not hurting for anything. I have 2 that are in college. I have 2 that are at home. My 2 in college, they're doing well. They have their own vehicle. Like, they're sophomores. They're still making A's. I don't post their grades on a regular basis. I don't post if they're on the principal's list. That stuff haven't changed. They're still in their position, but I'm a praying woman. And so anytime I don't know how to do it, I ask God.
Come on.
And who gets the glory for me, and that's who keeps me humble, because it's not me. I can't do this on my own. I don't know how, but I pray and he shows me. And so I'm sorry. That's where it comes
Uh-uh.
from. So what you see or what other people see, you see him. You don't see me, because I'm gonna mess
Oh,
up. I'm gonna choose.
okay.
I'm gonna choose wrong. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna date the wrong guys. I'm gonna go after the wrong stuff. Like, I'm gonna mess up over and over and over again. But I have just came to a place in my life where I surrender and I follow his lead. I pray about everything and I pray about everybody. And so the humbleness, the leadership that you see, or the positivity that you see me leave on other people's pages, that's just who I've become. I choose not to dwell in the negative. Of course, we all got trials, tribulations. We all go through stuff. I mean, life happens to everybody, right? I just don't post it on social media. I know how to get on my knees and I know how to pray myself through it. I know how to encourage myself. I've had to learn that because when I hit rock bottom, I didn't have nobody but me and him.
Right.
That's it.
Come
I've
on.
had pray me. I've had friends walk away from me. I've had 20 plus year friendships stab me in the back, slander my name. I've had guys that I was in relationships with for years who I had did the most for, drag my name in the mud. Girl, it's been so much. I've been through so much domestic violence relationships, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, listed in indictment papers. I have a story. I
I
have a
can't wait.
story.
I can't wait for that tell all book. Girl.
It's coming, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to walk through those things to help the people who I'm called to. It wasn't for me.
Right.
So what you see is his glory on my life. What you see
Right.
is him working. He's real. He works. He answers when you pray. Like that's what I want people to remember me by. Like if they don't see nothing else, they see an image of God in the flesh.
Oh man, that is beautiful, sis. That
So
is beautiful.
he's real because it's not me. I can't take credit for nothing. Yes, I've done a lot of things, and I have to give myself credit for certain things. But through it all, he's my strength. He's who
Mm-hmm.
gives me. That's my wisdom. That's my leader. That's my mentor. That's my coach.
Come on.
You understand
Come
what I'm saying?
on. Right, right.
It,
That's your
that
number one coach.
that's where it's him. He sends the people that he leads me to. He's gonna, show me what need to see about them. And the places where I'm gonna be at, like you said, in the next 5 years, certain stuff I can't reveal for safety reasons, but I will say it's only just begun for me.
Come on. Okay.
And so I just see that it's gonna be bigger platforms, bigger stages, um, more books, more just
More
glory for
titles.
him. More titles, more hats. I mean, I got some more I'm not mentioning, and I'm not mentioning them on purpose. It's some things I'm keeping under wraps on purpose. But
Yes, as you should, definitely.
you got to. So it's like
You
if you
have
ain't in a
to,
position.
because people will take your ideas. And, I didn't mention when I did this first interview for Boss Conversations, my girlfriend that I did it with, I didn't know what I wanted to call it at first because I was going through different names, but Boss was always the name. It was always me wanting to highlight bosses. But the thing for me is, I see people as bosses, and some lights that some people don't see people as bosses. So I had to think about how I wanted to title this. And
Mm-hmm,
it didn't become a title until I went and bought the website. I went and sold up everything I need to sew up before I release that name, because I know
mm-hmm,
how people are. I know that I'll come on here and I'll be talking about Boss Conversations, and I'll go look for that website, and guess what? Somebody else already got it, and they trying to charge me $500, $1,500 for it. But I'm not, So just to say that, to say, any of you that are thinking about making some boss moves, be very careful about who you share your moves with. And I would say don't share them with nobody but God until you solidify some things, because it's a lot of non-creative people out here. It's a lot of people out here who can't put a puzzle together, right? And so when you put the whole picture of the puzzle together for them, sometimes they have the resources to make it pop before you do. And that is why you want to not, you know, You don't want to give your gold to somebody because people will take it and run with it. There's always somebody who has more resources than you. So make sure you solidify your business, your ideas, and all those things before you release them out to the world. That's very wise of you, sis. Everybody doesn't know to do that. So I'm glad. That's why I try to reach out to you guys ahead of time so we could talk. Well, I know what we're talking about, what business endeavors we're going to speak on, because sometimes I might know something that somebody's doing if they're not ready to, tell the world. And,
Right.
so I got to know to not speak on that or not to say that or whatever. But beautiful. So we
So yeah,
have,
and
go ahead.
so even those that take our ideas and try to run with it, one thing about it, if God gave you something, you have the oil for it. You have the anointing for it. And
Mm-hmm.
even though you have the resources and they have the funds and the provision or whatever to go and do something or create something that they stolen from you, it's not going to last because it's not authentically them. And so even if that's happened
Right.
to you, stop you, go forth, and you still go forth in your lane because it's room enough for everybody. But at the same
Yeah.
time,
You just going to have to remix that lane.
you just do you, and your gift is gonna make room for you. So even if
Mm-hmm.
they try to copycat and take your ideas, and and somebody has done it to me before, and it was somebody who was very close to me who shocked me. They took
Of
something
course.
that I gave them, they went and did it, and they ate off of it and did not do any, like, I'm talking about, didn't bring nothing back to me, didn't say, well, here's for nothing, didn't include me in it, no nothing, right? Took something that, and this was somebody who was close, 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 close,
Of course. Somebody you thought you could trust.
close, close, close. So that hurt, it stung, but I learned from it too. And so in everything that I go through, I have to figure out, what is the lesson in this for me? What can I take from this situation? I got to release the pain. I got to forgive them, which is not easy. But what can I take from this that can help me grow? And
Right.
so I just learned to close my mouth. And I learned not to be so comfortable talking to people, no matter how comfortable and close we are. If
Come
if
on.
it's not ready yet, if that baby is not ready to be pushed out and to show up for the world, don't speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Yes.
speak on
Yes.
it. Faces. Yeah.
Yes. That's what's up. So we got like three more questions. How do you define success?
For me, for what I do, success for me is seeing people grow, seeing them heal.
Mm,
When I see your progress, that's success for me because it's not about me.
right.
So some people can say success is monetary things, success is a house, success is a car. I mean, and it could be for some. And if that's your definition of success, and when you reach that goal, I'm going to celebrate with you because that was a highlight, that was a pivotal moment for you, right? I'm not going to take
Right.
anything
Right.
from that. But for me, success for me is to see you get to your goal and know that I had something to do with it. That's it for me. It's not no money
Yeah.
amount, not no, it's not no followers amount, it's not no book deal, it's not none of that stuff.
True life coach. Yeah. I mean, that should be your success because that's your goal to
Yeah.
change someone's life, to make it better, make some aspect of their life better. So that's definitely, yeah, a measurement of your success.
Yeah.
So when it comes to entrepreneurs, small business owners, but mainly entrepreneurs, in your opinion, what are the qualities of a successful entrepreneur?
First and foremost, I would say integrity. You're not going to get very far cutting corners. You're
Come
not
on.
you're not going to get very far trying to stab people in the back or trying to pull people down while you climb on top of their head. You're not going to get very far with that kind of mentality. Um, when you don't know something, invest in yourself, be consistent in what you're doing, push through the hard times, and encourage yourself, because it's gonna be a lot of days when you're not going to think you can do it. You're not gonna, it's gonna be some days you're gonna be discouraged. It's gonna be some days you're gonna feel like giving up. You gotta encourage yourself. And if you don't have,
Okay.
a lot of us don't have support.
Right.
I didn't have support. I don't have a lot now. My circle is like a dot, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Yeah.
so it's like I have to be that cheerleader. I have to be that motivational speaker for myself. I have to be that empowerment speaker for myself. I have to say, you know what? Okay, get up and do it. Just do it anyway. I may see all the odds against me, and I have to say, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? And I have to just jump and leap. You got to just go. You just got to
Right.
go.
Have faith.
That has been successful in business, they have failed over and over and over again before they found their sweet spot.
Yes.
And so I just learned from those who've done it. And I don't have all the answers, but I follow those and I make sure that I learn from those who have reached a place that I'm striving to get to. So I encourage people, like even family members of people that started businesses, don't give up. Okay, you might sit it to the side for a year while you go work corporate, or while you go fall back on your career or whatever has sustained you. You might do
Right.
those, but don't let that go to, like, don't let it go to waste, because it's so much potential in a lot of us, and we never really like pull it out of ourselves. You got to dig that thing out. You got to dust it off, see what's in there. Like, teach yourself, encourage yourself, go invest in yourself. That's one thing I've always done, invested in myself. I will hire a coach, I will hire a mentor, I will go to school for 6 months, a year, 2 years, I'll go get certified in whatever it is that I want to do. Like, I invest in myself. That's one thing I had to learn. Like, go to school, learn it. You don't have to go to a 4-year college. There are people that
Right.
have this, there are mentors, there are coaches, there are people that know what you don't know. Go learn it. Google, learn it. Books, information is right at our hand. It's at our fingertips.
Yeah,
Do it.
that's very important. Educating yourself, training yourself, especially when it comes to entrepreneurs and small businesses, because like you're in a ring. It's like, like with WWF, the WWE, WWF,
Wrestlers,
whatever, the
yeah.
wrestling. So, like when they had a whole rumbling thing where it's like 30 of them in the ring, and then it's like the last one standing is the one that gets the belt. That is really what it's like for an entrepreneur or a small business, because you are like it's a survival of the fittest. And if you are not educated about your product, if you are not passionate about your product, if you are not educated about yourself, you will fail. And when I say educated about yourself, I mean, I know I'm not a morning person, right? So I'm educated about myself. I know my weaknesses. And me being a morning person, look, when people want to get with me, when people want to talk to me, they want to have meetings on the phone, I'm not doing the 8 a.m. call. I'm not. Not if I got to be up by my computer and I got to be taking notes and I really got to, my brain has to be turned all the way on at 8. That's just not what I'm going to do. Okay. And I have built a lifestyle where I can function like that. But I had to know myself. Okay. So I'm okay with doing interviews at 8 p.m., not at 8 a.m. I'm not okay with doing them at 8 a.m. Now, listen, I'm not saying I never will. Not saying that. Not saying that there aren't times that I won't get up early. But if it's an everyday thing, no, I'm not going to do it, because I've educated myself on myself. And your girl can be a failure if she got to be, that's just not that's not me, right? So it is important that you educate yourself as an entrepreneur, because whatever your downfalls are, you need to hire somebody, or you need to have a system in play for those downfalls. So like if I know that, like and see, like today would have been great for me to set some some on Canva to schedule some posts to come out, like to post at 8 o'clock this morning while I'm taking my daughter to school that we are going to be having this interview today. Because at 8 o'clock in the morning, I done barely got up, got her together. We on the way to school. Like, it's not until I get her off to school that I kind of come into what I got to do. Because early in the morning, it's all about getting her together and getting her to school. So for
Thank.
me, the systems I put in place is I'm learning how to schedule my posts. So I won't miss posts. You know what I'm saying? So for entrepreneurs and people, when you're gonna go out here, don't be afraid to step out and step into a leap of faith in whatever business that you're doing because of a downfall you might have. Educate yourself on how to either find somebody to do it or to find a system to
There you
do
go.
it for you. There's
There you-
always things to make stuff easier. We all have downfalls. We all have them. Some people can't talk to people,
Mhm.
So if you can't talk to people, then you might communicate more via email, via text, and things like that because you
Right.
stumble over your words. Some people are better doing interviews just vocal because this is very intimidating. So you
Right.
just, just know yourself. Know yourself. I think it's great what you said. Go to school, whatever you have to do, training, certifications. That's some very good advice. I love it, love it, love it. Where can the people find you? Where can they find you if they want to get coaching? And again, because I don't know who's on that wasn't on earlier, where can they find your book and what is the title of your book?
Okay. So I can be found on Facebook. My personal page is Sophia Smith. My business page is Sophia Smith Coaching and Consulting. And on Instagram, it is Sophia Smith Coaching. And my book, Teach Them to Heal, it's available on Amazon. And I'll post the link in the comments when we're finished with this interview if anybody is interested in going out to purchase a copy. So yeah,
Okay.
for now, that's it. If anybody would like to reach me, you can send an email to teach them to heal, every word spelled out, at gmail.com. And that's teach them to heal, HEAL, at gmail.com.
Come on, sis. That's what I'm talking about. Sew up that email address. Yes, yes, yes. So I really enjoyed this interview. This
It
was
was,
pretty good, really
yeah,
good knowledge. I hope people learn some things about life coaching, especially people who might be intimidated about getting a life coach or getting some help, and especially our people. I
yeah,
want our people to get a little more comfortable with getting help in their life to make life a little bit easier.
right.
Because one thing us adults need to realize is that when we heal ourselves and get ourselves together, we will have less kids who devalue life coming up behind us. But when
Mm-hmm.
you're so out of whack and not really, right, then that's how we have a lot of these kids out here that are killing each other and they don't care about whether they live or die and things like that,
Yeah,
because their parents are not healed. So get you some help, good people. As you
yeah,
see, you don't have to go to a pastor per se. Maybe maybe that your mouth is a little too rough, or your lifestyle is a little too rugged to go to the church, but you still can get somebody that is God fearing that you can relate to, that can talk to you. So don't be afraid of God fearing people either, just because they're God fearing. They ain't
mm,
all high and mighty and all, there are God fearing people that are down to earth, that are cool, that could talk to you just the way you have a conversation with anybody else. And so I definitely, I have a couple more coaches. You're my first coach coming on, which I love this. This is a great introduction to coaching for people who don't know.
mm,
Um, and the fact that you have so much other dynamics going on, I
mm-hmm.
really appreciate you coming on, sis. I really enjoyed this. It was a
Thank you.
very educational interview. I'm sure your people are so proud of you because we're on your end. I don't I don't see the comments the same way you see them, so they
Right.
stay up for you a little bit longer. I want to bring attention to something, sis. You see that the live has said that it's been 7 people on here the entire time,
7.
right? It's been at the number 7 the entire time. With all the people coming in and out, it's never changed at the number 7. So
Okay. On my end, it's a different number.
okay,
It's been, so you see 7 though. So that's 7 for you.
That 7 is for me, because I'm sitting here
Yeah.
the whole time, Queen. I keep looking up and I'm like, so we gonna stay at the number 7? Because I know people are coming in here, but baby, 7 is a divine number. 7 is a divine number. So when I say I gotta, ooh, that's something, because
There you go.
yesterday I went through so much trying to do that doggone interview, Queen. And
Yeah.
I told myself last night, I said, somebody reported you. Because now all of it, everything was going whack last night. So I said, forget it. I'm not going to post anything else. Because once I posted and told you guys that Facebook was bothering me, they wouldn't even let me come back on and post. And so today, couldn't get you on my live, but you was already on it before we even got on the live. We already had discussed it. And I was still afraid. I was like, man, she probably not even gonna be able to go on her on her live like my guest yesterday. But that number right there just lets me know that he is always in control. It is always divine order. And so no matter what bricks they throw at you, God is always in control. So I know I gotta keep going, and I definitely appreciate you for even pulling up the live for me, sis.
So I'm gonna say this in response to that, and you probably know where I'm gonna go with this. But I told you that what you were doing is bigger than you. That 7 to me being stuck on your screen, the numbers have changed. They've been up, they've been down, they're moving constantly. But for you, that 7 for you is to let you know that he's with you. This is bigger than you. Yeah, you doing this and you bringing spotlight to other people's businesses, but this is going to catapult you in a different direction that you don't even expect. He's getting ready to take
that.
And your obedience is what's going to be the reason why he opens the doors for you, just because you're obedient and you're willing. It's a difference with somebody hearing and somebody actually being obedient and doing the work. You have shown up. You've shown up over and over and over again. And so you just be patient and watch your reward come. And it's going to be something bigger than you can expect, because he's going to take you somewhere. You are a coach yourself, and you're not you're not magnifying yourself at all. You lifting up other people. So just watch what happens watch what happens to your business. I told you that when I first saw what you was doing, I was just like, oh yeah, he using you right now. But it's a realm in the bush for you. You just don't know. And I speak that for you as a prophet. I speak that to you. And I don't really put that out there, but I speak that to you as a prophet. He is going to reward you so huge. You're going to be speechless. And it's going to stem right back to what you've done for other people's businesses. And I speak that over you. And I want to know when it happens, because I'm going to be there to celebrate with you.
Sis, I just took a screen.
On track, now we gon' way up. Don't be used as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better.